So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word of my mouth, and warn them from me.
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Middle Tennessee and examining current events from a biblical perspective, this is Bible News Radio with your hosts, Randall and Stacy Harp.
Wait for it. Wait, hold on. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Bible News Radio. As you know, I am your sweet and lovable host. That's right, people. Stacy Lynn Harp. Glad you're here. I hope that you share this out. Tonight we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do a couple giveaways because I'm in the giveaway mood, just so you know. So if you tweet the show out with the hashtag BNR 2918 for the date, just so you know. We'll go ahead and draw that later. So I want to say welcome to everybody on Facebook Live, on Periscope, and YouTube. And in a day or two, we're going to have a huge, big announcement, you guys. I just got off the phone with somebody who offered me something you are not going to want to miss to know about. In fact, Bareface knows about it. I know about it. And if it all pans out, a lot of other people are going to know about it. So, there you go. All right, so my question is, how's your day been? So here's the deal. How many of you play pickleball? Yeah, I know, you don't. But I did today, and I have to tell you something. I played 8 games in a row. Crushed my 10,000 steps, no problem. And lost 7 in a row. I have to say, I was kind of bummed out by that. I actually lost 7 games of pickleball, people, in a row. I'm going to tell you what I learned from it, though. So, just saying. Okay, so if you just got here, go ahead, share this out, because when you tweet this out, that hashtag in there, that's going to put you into the contest to win a couple of cool things I have here. I have some cool stuff here. Like, check that out. See that? See that? Some cool stuff here. You're going to like it. All right, Randall is my co-host. Bareface for this edition of Free For All Friday. Want to get on the camera and say hi?
Hi. It's me.
Thank you and good night. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. It's a wrap, people.
And it's over. That was the shortest Bible News Radio episode ever.
Aren't we the pair?
We are. What?
I've got the left side thing here going on. You've got the right side here thing going on. You make a good,
well, here's the thing.
Make good bookends.
2 weeks ago, I had a phone call from somebody who wanted to offer me an opportunity of a lifetime. And I was like, wow, I can't believe this guy's calling me up, because he's very well known in the Christian world and conservative world. In fact, he's kind of like, how do I say this?
A barking dog?
He loves Rush Limbaugh, and he's a young man who has essentially followed in Rush Limbaugh's steps. Let's put it that way. And so, long story short, he called me up and said, I want to talk to you about something. And I'm like, okay. And a couple weeks went by. Long story short, we just connected literally right before the show. And he offered me something. Until I get it in writing, I ain't telling you what it is. But I will say, once it happens, you'll be able to watch us a lot of other places. So stay tuned. Okay. All right. So Bible News Radio over here. First of all, I have to give a shout out to my guest last night, Pastor John. Van
Pay.
I was going to say Dick Van Patten. I get the Van all messed up. Anyway, Pastor John last night.
The kind of line.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have to tell you, I didn't know who he was. This is the hilarious part. Okay, look, this is part of who I am. I don't know stuff most of the time. Who are you? I have no idea who you are coming on my show. But anyway, so I interviewed John last night, and and he was so nice to share it out to his church, which, by the way, this weekend is celebrating their 10-year anniversary. And it was on last night, and that wasn't me. I didn't do that.
No, it wasn't supposed to do that.
I don't know what. Anyway, long story short, if you're watching this and any of your people are watching this, I want to say thank you for the warm welcome and for the comments that you guys put on our Facebook page. I think there's close to 700 viewers of that episode, which was totally so cool. And who knows, that might become the norm. But that was super cool because usually on average we're getting about 100 or whatever. And I have to tell you, here's the reason I'm not putting URLs in our titles. Because I learned that when you put the actual URL in the show description, Facebook doesn't show it as much. So if you guys who are actually watching on Facebook want to share BibleNewsRadio.com in the comments, go for it. Then other people can find that and they can click over or whatever. But that's why there's all these stupid algorithms that Facebook has. And there's, well, don't put that because then we don't want anybody to see it. But it makes sense because Facebook doesn't want you to leave their platform, to go someplace else. So anyway, so I just want to let you know that last night's show was really cool to me. Not because, it was cool because it got shared out by somebody we had on the show. When we have occasionally that happens. But it was also cool to me because not many pastors that I met, I should say, actually engage with the persecuted church. And if you know anything about me, you know that I really care about the persecuted church. I'm actually an underdog. I care about those who are really suffering, not people who are like, oh, I stubbed my toe for Jesus. Yes, I walked in these high heels all day at this convention so people would sign my book. No, stupid stuff like that I don't care about. Real suffering, that's important. So, it's super cool when a pastor cares about the persecuted church. Because I'm going to tell you something. Persecution is coming to America. And even though Donald Trump is our president and there's some good news coming out of the White House these days compared to the last 8 years of abomination, pun intended, I have to say that, you know what? Persecution is coming here to America. Because just because we have Donald Trump in office right now does not mean that the legislation and all the crap that was put up under Obama has gone away, because it hasn't, okay? Christians still have to fight for our freedom of speech, and we still have to stop being big fat chickens. And I do mean that. Not that you're fat or anything, but we do. We have to stop being afraid of stating what's true, right? Because we're on the right side. We have God on our side. And Romans 8 says, if God is for us, who can be against us? Right? Hello. God is for us. So who can be against us? Only evildoers. And, they're on their way to hell. So, that's sad. I feel bad for them. I really do. But here's the thing. The thing is, we don't have to be ashamed of what we believe to be true. And, talking to younger people, in fact, I was playing pickleball with a couple of teenagers recently. And you know what? There's hope for our future. A lot of people are like, well, there's no hope for the younger generation. Millennials suck and blah, blah, and all that. And I'm like, no, not quite. There's a remnant, right? There's a remnant of people who've raised their children up the way that they should be raised, and there's a remnant of people who are continuing to do it, and people have courage to stand. God has always had people in every generation who he's given the courage to stand for what is right, despite the cultural backlash that you'll get. And you know what? The gay lobby ain't going away. The feminist movement isn't going away. The democratic, socialist, Marxist commies aren't going away. Hillary Clinton's not going away until she's really gone. You know, none of those guys are going away. They're all going to be here. Nancy Pelosi, bless her heart, you know, all these people, yeah, you know, they're all going away. But one thing that we can count on is that God's word will never fade. His word remains true, right? And so we can have encouragement knowing that when we're bold enough to stand up and speak the truth of what Jesus said for us to do, then lives will be changed. And you know what? One of the biggest things that we come up against, and I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it was the funniest conversation ever. And I might actually at some point play some video of it because I was actually given opportunity to. But I was talking to somebody, and they were saying to me that our show is nice and friendly, even though they weren't my target audience. But the funny part is they really are my target audience, but they're not seeing themselves as my target audience. But they were saying, even though I'm not your target audience, I enjoy what I hear on your show because you're nice and you're friendly. And I'm like, yes, and that's because of the Lord, but whatever. And that's the thing, you know, Christians have been given a bad rap, not necessarily because of us. It's because of the media and how they have marketed us. Let's put it that way. You know, David Kupelian wrote the book, The Marketing of Evil, a number of years ago. It became a bestseller. He writes for WorldNet Daily. He's been on our show. In fact, I should probably call him up and get him back on. But he's written all these books talking about how evil has been marketed. And it goes back to Isaiah 5:20, which says, good is called evil, evil is called good. Bitter is called sweet, sweet is bitter. That's a paraphrase. Don't yell at me for getting it imperfectly wrong. But here's the thing. We are ambassadors for Christ, which means that we don't look at what people say about us. We only look at what Christ says about us. And we take up the marching orders that we have, and we go forth into battle with confidence and courage and say, you know what? That's all right. You can call me a hater and a bigot, but you know what? My cheerful countenance betrays all of that. and all these people over here who've ever said, oh, you're this, that, blah, blah. You know what? You're not really, because hello? Do you know how many people have called me up on the phone before and attacked me and stuff and said, you're this and you're that, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, and where's the evidence? You know, there is no evidence. We're going to be persecuted. That's going to happen. But our personality and our calling, God does not revoke that. He gives us courage in it. So you guys be bold in your faith and be strong. Be like Joshua. Be bold, be courageous, be strong, go forward, and don't be ashamed of the gospel, because the gospel is good news. And it's kind of like what my guest said earlier this week, Danya. She said, you know what? So many people pay attention to bad news, but how many people actually pay attention to good news? And, you know, she actually did a devotion. I think it was yesterday. I watched it on the Tree of Life Facebook page. And she was saying, you know what? We focus so much on things that give us death that we, it's not like if you saw a dead animal, you'd be like looking at the animal and you'd be like, you know, hello, come on, dead animal. I mean, here in Tennessee, there's dead armadillos everywhere. I mean, literally, they're everywhere. Smashed all over the pavement. Yeah, I look at that.
Everywhere.
And I'm like going, I want to pay attention to that. That's so boring and stupid. It's like, blah, you know? But when you pay attention to something living, like a beautiful red cardinal that comes to your window bird feeder every morning, because you put nice bird feed out there. It's kind of junk food for them, but whatever. And every morning for the last 2 or 3 weeks now, I've had these cardinals come to my window feeder and all that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that big, beautiful red cardinal. It's so beautiful. And I'm, there's all these weird myths that when a cardinal visits you, it's a dead relative or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's not a dead relative, but it's a cardinal and it's beautiful. But you focus on that living thing and it brings life. It brings life to your body. It brings life to your heart, to your mind. You have hope. You have inspiration, all of that stuff, right? And yet our culture says, nah, let's look at all the death and destruction. If it bleeds, it leads. You know what I say? If it makes you happy, it should lead. And if it glorifies Christ in the process, it should definitely lead. Because life is in, the blood of Christ and not in anything else. I mean, we have a lot of hope, right? And we have a lot of hope that we can offer people in this dying world. People are dying. They're miserable. I got a thing I got to share with you. Okay, this is awesome. I'm going to share this with you. Hold on just a second. You're going to want to say it and hear this, okay? So I hooked up with this publicist, right, for media, right? I've been interviewing all these heathen on the show, let's just say. And I say that in jest because, they're human beings. Let's see here. What's my password? There we go, right there. And I got to read you this. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of this woman. Her name is Colleen Kelly Alexander. Have any of you ever heard of this woman? She's been all over TV. She's been on the Today Show. She's been in the New York Post. She's going to be on Dr. Oz's TV show. She's been on Megyn Kelly's show, and all that. Well, this woman was run over by a big rig truck. Just literally, run over, right? And listen to this, okay? Listen to this. It says, it was a beautiful fall day in Connecticut when Colleen Kelly Alexander, a lifelong athlete, rode her bike home from work. She had survived both a diagnosis of lupus, which, by the way, is a painful disease. I've known people that had it, and brain surgery. So she had brain surgery, people. Had a fulfilling career. By the way, she was a paramedic. Should tell you that was part of her career. And she was married at last to the love of her life. Everything was good as she was coasting along, riding her bike, meeting the eyes of life. But as you know, life can change on a dime, right? And a truck driver, as he approached the stop sign behind her, instead of stopping, he didn't. He ran over her. It hit her. It ran over her lower body with front and back tires and dragged her across the pavement. She bled out in the street nearby. Strangers surrounded her, and the driver attempted to get away. Big, stupid, idiot, coward face. And the EMT herself, Colleen, she's an EMT. Some of you would appreciate this. She knew that she had to stay awake as a result of this. So she said, I just reconnected with my soulmate. She told the medic, we want to have a baby. I can't die now. Please don't let me die. Right? So she spent 5 weeks in a coma, 29 surgeries later. Sorry, Randall. And she survived. All right? Rather than let the trauma and PTSD control her life, she became determined to find a way to make something positive from her pain. She decided to run again and dedicate her race medals to the everyday heroes around us, including the medical staff and blood donors who saved her life. In reading more about her bio, she had over 70 blood transfusions, okay? But here's the other thing. You ready for this? You talk about marathon faith. This is what we talked about last night, marathon faith. This woman, since this horrible accident, run over by a truck and endured all this other stuff, has since run 50 races and completed 40 triathlons, including 4 half Ironman events. All right. Now she's a spokesperson for the Red Cross, and she's written a brand new book called Gratitude in Motion, a true story of hope, determination, and the everyday heroes around us. I have an opportunity. Hopefully I'll get it. I was pitched her today to interview this lady on next Tuesday. And so you guys pray that I get one of the interviews because it's really super cool. But anyway, I share this because, here she was, October 8th, 2011, just riding her bike like she normally would. And then all of a sudden this truck runs over her and her life is completely demolished. But despite that, she, because of her faith in God, as I read later, was able to overcome these 29 surgeries, and I have pictures of her body. They sent me pictures of her thing. But can you imagine? So many people gripe and complain. Oh my gosh, I can't get out of bed in the morning, and trying Try getting hit by a truck and having half your body demolished and then becoming a triathlete and an Ironman. I mean, seriously? Not running one marathon, but 50? Yeah. That's inspiring. Right, Bareface?
That's an understatement. Understatement indeed. You just wanted to fill in the space for our podcast listeners while you took a drink of water. I know you. You didn't want that dead air in there, so that's why you asked my opinion.
Yeah, that's me. I'm guilty as charged. I admit it. All right. So that's a test comment. Okay. So.
Yeah, the whatever it's called here, too many things running. Title Live, the Social Express is supposed to be picking up the comments from Facebook so I can display them on the screen, but
I don't see it.
I click get comments and it says that there are no messages to display.
Oh.
If I unclick filter profanity, which I know there's none there, get comments, there are no messages to display. So I put in a test comment to see if it would, grab the test comment, but
it didn't.
So.
Hi, Hearts and Stars and Melanie.
Technology.
Thank you guys for inviting followers. Let's see here. Dottie, nice to see you. Thank you for all the hearts. Jeff, thanks for that one heart. Appreciate it, buddy. You went over and above. E-Lubs Chugs, that's an interesting name, but thank you. Carol, nice to see you. I'll follow you. I don't know if you followed us, but if you did, I followed you back. And I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay, anyway, so that's my opening, hopefully, inspiration. If you guys are interested in getting this woman's book, it's called Gratitude in Motion, A True Story of Hope, Determination, and the Everyday Heroes Around Us. Again, this was a woman who got run over by a truck, had 29 surgeries, and she has now run 50 races, completed 40 triathlons, including a half Ironman events, and had 70 blood transfusions, and I mean, it's just completely crazy in 7 years. Okay, I mean, we don't have anything to gripe about, people. Just saying. In fact, we have a friend that was actually on a motorcycle, and he was in an accident about a little over a year ago, and he was run over too, right? Was he? He was run over back and forth?
No, not back and forth.
Just run over.
Well, a pickup truck pulled out in front of him. I was going down the road, just immediately. And so we did a quick, deceleration from about 50 to 0 in a fraction of a second, rolling over the truck, and then the truck proceeded. Ran over him, insult to injury, but he's doing pretty well today. Thanks be to God.
Well, let's go ahead and do a giveaway. All right. I have two really cool books here. First book is called An Adult Coloring Book, Margaret Feinberg. It's titled Live Fearless, Craft God's Word into Your Heart Through Creative Expression. Now, these are my personal gifts to you, whoever wins this, okay? Now, I actually, these were not donated. I actually paid for all these because I knew this year I wanted to bless you guys even in a different way. So this is beautiful. It's put out by Bethany House, and I have one to give away tonight. So if you haven't tweeted out our show yet, you might want to do it now so that you're entered to win. By the way, Jeff, I am going to be sending you the Tree of Life Bible. Melanie, I know you got one too, and the other 3 have also been given away. But I haven't gotten those yet, so you'll have to wait to get it because I have to wait for her to send them to me. But this I will be putting probably in the mail tomorrow, if not Monday. Okay, so this is Live Fearless. It's a beautiful adult coloring book with scripture in it for those stressful days out there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Tweet Draw. Competition. Is that it? No, it's not. Yeah, that's it. And what is our hashtag? The BNR something? BNR 2918. Is that right, Randall?
Yes.
All right.
I guess I could put that up on the screen. But all I need to do is if they just share this broadcast out.
Yep.
Now, what about people watching on Facebook? I mean, it's in the title, but
yeah.
But I mean, they share it. I mean, you've got to look for the hashtag.
There's nobody
there as
actually
well.
watching on Facebook, so.
I wouldn't say nobody.
Well, it's just, it shows one, and that's me, because I'm opened up to
Oh,
the
there
thingy.
were two earlier. So
Well, if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and go to Twitter and tweet this out.
all right.
I'll give you 2 more minutes. How's that? That way, everybody, if you just came in, you want to win this first prize, I got 2 tonight, so in lieu of an Amazon gift card. So this is the first one, and it's actually really nice. So it's called Live Fearless, Craft God's Word into your heart through creative expression. All right, so while you guys are doing that, I will thank Ariel Ministries, our sponsor, and I should also tell you, since you're going to be on Twitter, if you haven't yet downloaded our giveaway for this month from Ariel Ministries, it's called The Modern State of Israel in Bible Prophecy, and it's a free Bible study. It's 16 pages long, expert biblical teaching. Just go over there, download it, click download it, and then read it. I think you'll like it. Also, don't forget Israelology, the missing link in systematic theology by Dr. Arnold Fruchtenbaum is it's on sale for 20% off when you use the coupon code Bible News. That's right. Go to ariel.org and you can get that book. In fact, I really, truly encourage you to, especially if you really want to learn about the different views of how Israel is presented theologically, right? So it's really good stuff. By the way, thanks for the hearts. I should do a heart giveaway. That's what I should do. Although some of you, it's just so not fair because you give away 10 million hearts. All right, so everybody ready? If you've all tweeted, put a 1 if you've already tweeted. And then I can go ahead and do the drawing because I want to make sure everybody had a chance to do it. So, let's see here. And I know Periscope's been acting up, so last couple of days, the numbers have been super low. So Carol, Melanie, okay. Mia, Dottie, Jeff, Dottie, okay. Mia, okay, good. Jeff, did you tweet yet? Are you going to enter for this coloring book? Or are you going to hold out for the cat one? QT Lady. Hey, QT Lady, make sure you tweet out the show so you'll be entered to win the coloring book. A really cool Live Fearless coloring book. This one right here. I'll give you just a second to tweet it out. All right. Skittles, if you want to choice to win this, let me know. Yep. Tweet out the show. We'll give you an opportunity to win this coloring book. It's called Live Fearless by Margaret Feinberg. All right. Put a 1 if you did. If you guys, okay, I just saw you did. Okay, good. All right, and then I have a cat one, which is super cool. I bought like 8 of the cat ones because I thought it was super cool. All right, ready? Okay, I'm going to assume everybody did. Okay, so those of you who are the faithful few, you know, you are the ones. Let me see here who the winner is. If I can see who the winner is. All right, let's see here. I won it. Sorry. Oh, you know what? I won. Sorry, you guys don't win. No. Let me do it again. Let's see here. All right, looks like Kim won. Kimberly Stipe, a.k.a. Skittles, has won. All right, so Kim, you win this one. So I will hold it for when I send the Tree of Life Bible to you. And Jeff, because then I won't have to ship 2 things. I'll just ship 1. So I will put this on here. All right. And then the other one, which we'll do in a couple of minutes, is called Catitudes, Pure Perfection. This is like my favorite of all the ones that I did. This is so beautiful that, you know, it's just super cool. This one, I love it. I love this one so much that I thought, yeah. So, and it's a little bit thicker than the other one. So we'll do this one right before the top of the hour, probably in about 20 minutes. All right. Okay. All right. The show ends at 8 o'clock, but actually we're going to start cutting the show down 5 minutes. We'll explain that later, but you'll be really happy about it. Okay, Bareface. Okay, so actually earlier, so this is what I said. Earlier today, I went ahead and played pickleball. And I know you guys are like, what? Who cares? Who cares that you played pickleball? That's all you ever talk about is pickleball. But here's the thing. I have to tell you that I'm glad you're here alive too. I am, because you have an opportunity to win something for free. Here is the thing. Playing pickleball it's a challenge. Hey, Jason. Nice to see you. Thanks for the super heart, Melanie. Yes, we're getting super hearts now. Yes, we are. Anyway, so for the last Wednesday, I played with I don't know how to, with people who don't play as fast. Let's put it that way. The softer players, we'll call them that. And I felt really good about myself because I was placing the ball well, blah, 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 blah. So today, I decided I'm going to go down to court 3, which is like the higher advanced court and everything. And there's some actually professional athletes that play on these these courts, and they're level 4 players and higher. And I am a 3-5, okay? I'm not quite at 4. I have a hard time getting lobs. You know, people lob the ball. You're like, hey, what? You know, I'm not going to run backwards. I'm not going to run forwards and then turn around and try to hit the ball. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not very good at it, and I am short. So, you know, that's my excuse. So today I get there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all like, you know, pumped up here to play pickleball for a couple hours. I ended up playing 3 hours almost because I was not going to leave pickleball today until I won one game. I played 7 games in a row and lost 7 in a row. Oh my God. 7 games in a row I lost, right? And then the 8th one, me and Mark, this guy who is a 4-point, I think he said he was a 4-5 player. He was playing horrible today too. Per him, not me. And anyway, long story short, we finally won the last game. It was like 1:45. And anyway, hey, Jesus Magnus, welcome. You're in Sweden, aren't you, huh? Anyway, so anyway, we're playing this game. My muscles are killing me. My upper legs are sore. I'm almost 10,000 steps in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die here on the pickleball court playing against this 18-year-old girl who's 6 feet tall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just, I'm going to die. But we won the last game 10-5. So I was super happy about that. I was like, yes, at last, there was a victory. You know, there was a victory. And if Phil was around, I'd be like, yeah, Phil, we did it, buddy. But here's the thing. Everybody that I played against today is a super good player. And everybody was trying to encourage me because they were like, don't worry, Stace, let's just have fun. And I'm like, you don't understand. I'm not hitting the ball very well. They're like, hey, you're doing really good. And you know what? It's all about perspective, because I always tell people, look, you can have a good attitude or a bad attitude. The good attitude, when somebody hits a ball and you can't hit it, is to say, hey, man, that was a nice shot. Even if you end up saying it 500,000 times in one time when you're playing the game. You know what? That's an awesome shot. Nice hit. You know what? And that's actually what good players do, right? And this is a lesson in here. The bad players, or the people with the attitude, what they do is they like go, you know what? You should have been over there. You should have hit the ball that way over there. You know what? You could have did that. How come you're not over there? How come you missed that ball? I can't believe it. You know, and what does that do? That erodes your confidence. You're like, yeah, I kind of suck, man. This is like horrible that I missed the ball. But all the good players, to get better in any game, especially if it's pickleball, always, instead of say, you know what, damn it, I missed it, you know, sorry, I said bad word. You know, if you say that, you know, here's the thing, you know, you turn your eyes off you, put it on your opponent and say, you know what, that was a great shot. And then you say to yourself, you know what, next time I'm going to get this. And I'm going to tell you something. If you get closer to the line in pickleball, when you go up close, and you get to the line and you have your paddle up there and you're like, here, you're ready. You know, you learn like this, right? Now, all my friends laugh at me because when they hit it at me, I used to catch the ball with my left hand. I mean, I'm a great catcher. Just saying. Throw a ball at me, I can catch it. No problemo. Football, baseball, basketball, I got it. Yeah, but in pickleball, you're not supposed to catch the ball. In tennis, you're not supposed to catch the ball either. But my friends know my weakness, right? And so they all taught me, and this is what they were doing. They were teaching me, you know what? Change your stance, change your attitude, and just do it like this, you know? And put it up, you know? It's that way. And that's how it is with our spiritual walk, right? You know, we all get on our put on our armor, you know, in Ephesians 6, it says, put on your armor. You know, put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, your feet shod with the gospel of peace, you know, all that stuff. But sometimes we forget, right? We might have our armor on, but forget the gospel of peace on our feet, man. We're like, screw you. You know what? You suck. And it's like, what? Wait a minute. Hold on. I might have to adjust my shoes right now and put some other shoes on. The gospel of peace shoes. That's what I need. So anyway, so what I learned today, though, and this was the interesting part, was at one point I was getting really super discouraged because they kept hitting me the ball. And in particular, I'll just say D and D. They're two names that start with D. So these two guys, one's a girl, one's a guy, really good players. I mean, really good. And I'm like, okay, I'm not. I mean, he's 10 years younger than me. She's a few years younger than me. And I'm like toast, right? I'm just like, they continually smack that ball at me. Like, boom. And I'm like, boom. They're like, boom. And I'm boom, 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 boom. You know, 5 times. You know, I'm trying to get it back. When I watch better players, they might hit the ball back and forth 6 times on average. So for me to get it 5 times in a row, it's pretty good, right? Afterwards, though, Mark, my partner, who's like the higher up level, he teaches everybody. He sat down next to me and he says to me, Stace, I got to tell you something. I go, what? He's like, I noticed that they were hitting the ball to you all the time. They didn't hit it to me. And I said, well, it sure as heck felt like they were hitting it to me the whole time. And he said, yeah, because I'm the better player. And I'm like, yeah, we already know this. This is established and everything. And that's what the opponent does. This is what the devil does, right? He targets the weak, the weaker, right? He'll target the weaker among us. So it's our jobs as strongers among us to go and protect and defend the weak among us, right? Do you guys like how I can get a Bible lesson out of anything? And it's funny because then I told Mark, I said, hey, Mark, you know, when I was playing with you guys before, you guys played around me. And he's like, well, they were playing around me. And I go, you really felt that way? Yeah, I mean, that's how you really felt. And they're like, yeah, because they kept hitting it to you. I said, yeah, but I got a lot of them. Probably 75% of the shots I got. But I was kind of feeling bad about myself because I was getting kicked. My butt's getting kicked. But anyway, but it was all about perspective. And in the end, even though Mark said he was playing bad today, and I'm like, really, dude? I like 7 games in a row. I don't ever lose 7 games in a row. I might lose a game and win 2, or win 1 and then lose 2, but never 7 in a row. I mean, how many of you have ever played a sport and you've lost 7 games in a row? I mean, that's a lot of games to lose in a row. Now, I know Randall has because, you know, he's an amateur pickleball player. But when I'm playing with Bareface, you know, he totally wins because, you know, usually I'm pretty good. That was supposed to be funny.
I know. I don't think I've ever lost 7 in a row. I think you surpassed me there. So
yeah.
That's one.
Well,
that's one way that you've excelled me in pickleball.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
I've lost 7 games in a row, and I'm proud of it. You know why? Because it wasn't against people who were not as good as me or whatever, but they were way better than me. And the only way you can get better at something is if you play people better than you, right? Right. Gotcha. All right. So that's all I'm going to say. I think Randall should talk. He actually has a very depressing story he was talking to me about earlier today. I don't know if you want to share that or something different.
I don't know. It's,
Or you guys have-
it's a bittersweet
Do
story.
you
but
guys have
it
questions?
doesn't have-
Do you want to just ask us questions? Do you even
do
care?
that.
I'm just saying, it doesn't even matter to me. All right, Carol, the chosen one, Frenchie. By the way, if you guys just joined us, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to be giving away a copy of this book, Catitudes, Pure Perfection. And this is a coloring book put out by Majestic Expressions. Broad Street Publishing is the publisher of it. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. And all you got to do is tweet the show out, and I'll draw a thingy, and whoever wins, wins.
So why would an adult want a coloring book?
Because, first of all, this particular one is actually, it has cats in it. And cats are awesome.
So why would an adult
And
want
this
a
is
coloring book?
this has scripture in it. It's super cool. But, you know, adult coloring books are all the rage. And they're stress reducers. That's what they are. Have you ever bothered to color? Have you?
Bothered to color. So is it bother to color? Is it a bother or is it a stress
okay,
reducer?
have you ever gotten some colors and decided you're just going to color for the fun of it because coloring is fun? Remember, we all used to
I
color
doodle,
because it
but-
is fun. Yeah, it's fun, definitely fun. So that's why.
I should know if we were, all about, creating another generation of snowflakes,
By the way,
Here's your coloring books. And
I forgot to mention our pillars of the community, by the way. Thank you guys for being
They
pillars.
rock.
Yep. And if you want to become a pillar, go to BibleNewsRadio.com/give and sign up to become a pillar. You've always loved coloring with my grandkids and your kids and grandkids. Good. All right. And the Unstuck Club, too. I am going to be launching something new with the Unstuck Club in a couple of weeks, hopefully. But for now, you can go over to bit.ly/Unstuck Club, all caps, sign up, and you can watch 6 hours of me teaching you how to become unstuck. And here is the thing, people. You're never going to get unstuck unless you get out of your comfort zone and do something different. Just like me, playing with people way better than me in pickleball. If I can get out of my comfort zone and get my butt kicked 7 games today in a row, then you can take 10 or 15 minutes to watch a video that will give you a tool, a professional tool. Don't forget, I got a background as a therapist. A professional tool from a professional with a highly qualified background. I'm giving it to you for free so you can move forward. Take advantage of it. Don't sit on it. If you're already in the club, you haven't done it yet, get back in there, get your butt in there, and watch some videos this weekend. Okay? I say that in love, of course. Okay. All right, barefaced. Go for it.
where am I going?
I thought you were going to share something.
Oh, well, I can. I mean, it really is just,
Ah,
it's not,
Smoke Mo Weed came in. Hey, yeah. Smoke Mo Weed, huh? Yeah.
what's Mo weed?
I don't know what Mo Weed is, but it sounds kind of, hey,
Anyway,
no. No smoking weed here.
all right.
That's funny.
Well, what I was talking about earlier, the story there, it has nothing to do with the Bible, but is just news that I found interesting.
Okay.
And that is about the dogs of Chernobyl, or the Chernobyl dogs.
I know, this is so sad.
Well, it's kind of bittersweet, Back in 1986, when the Chernobyl being a nuclear plant disaster happened there in Ukraine, people, some like 189,000 people were evacuated, something like that, but all they could bring is what they could carry, and that didn't include pets. So the pets were kept off the buses and all that. So anyway,
So you guys, you guys are making bad jokes. It's all right.
so fast forward these 32 years, there are the descendants of these dogs that still live around that area. At first, I guess they took off to the surrounding woods, but had competition with wolves, and there's some evidence that the dogs bred with wolves, but Anyway, so there's these descendants, like fourth and fifth generation of these pets that are now living around the plant there and in the near, come by the near checkpoints. And anyway, because of the harsh winters there and scarce food and radiation, the dogs don't live that long. Their life expectancy is like 6 years. But it's interesting. I was reading about a U.S. organization called, I think I've got there.
You can put yourself on the screen,
I am on the screen.
All by yourself?
Oh, so you can do whatever?
Well, I'm not talking, so,
All right, well. Okay. Anyway.
I'm looking at myself. It's so boring. It's like, yes, I'm looking down.
Anyway, Clean Futures Fund.
Yeah.
Cleanfutures.org. Anyway, they've got this donor-funded program going where they're caring for these dogs in terms of vaccinations and things like that and caring for the medical needs. But part of that is also neutering and desexing, as you say, so, to prevent future births, so they don't think they can, eliminate the dogs there on Chernobyl, but reduce their population. So that's kind of like a sad part. It's kind of, you're helping them by lessening the population or the numbers of dogs there because food is scarce and that kind of thing. But also it's kind of limiting the future of these dogs. And I think it's kind of cool that these, successive generations, because, well, dogs will be dogs and reproduce. But, kind of survived. It's kind of like a survival story. And how these, these descendants of domesticated dogs have kind of formed this community. And
I know, it is horrible, isn't it? Isn't this uplifting, the way to end a Friday?
I'm going to move your picture up if you're going to be on the screen, because if you're going to set up, well, I don't want your head to go off the screen, but anyway.
Okay. Yeah, did you notice last night that the guest kept moving?
Yes, and he kept trying to adjust himself in the wrong way.
I know, it was funny.
And I was trying to adjust him, and forget it, I'll just let him adjust himself because we're fighting one another, so.
All right.
Anyway, just a story that caught my eye. Yeah, it has nothing that's... You can probably draw some sort of spiritual lesson out of it, but
all right.
I can't do it on the fly, just so you know, people.
Okay, ready for the next drawing for the Cat Etudes book? Yeah? All right, ready? All right, here I go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait, gotta pick the hashtag here. I gotta refresh my thingy. All right. It looks like Mia Linda Chapa won. So, Mia, you won the Cat Etudes book.
Is she a cat person?
I don't know if you are or not. I guess my question...
I think she's more of a dog person.
I know you are, but there's... So, do you want this one? I could give you a different one if you don't like cats. Let's see here. Let's see if Mia wants the cat one. Because she has dogs. And I know there's a couple of cat lovers in our audience. You know me, LOL. Okay, so you like dogs only? Do you want this one? I want to send you one that you would like. I do have another of the fearless ones. Not a cat person. Okay. All right, so I'll send you one of the fearless ones then, and then I'll give this one to somebody else. Let me see who the cat lover, maybe we'll get a cat lover picked. I won again. I think because I did it. Ah, Melanie! Melanie won it. All right, I know Melanie likes cats. Okay, so I'm going to send this one to Melanie. All right, we'll get this to Melanie Meal, our wiser, who is our thingy. And this one goes to Skittles. And Mia, I will send you also one. This one. Live Fearless. I think you'll like this one, actually. And actually, in this one, there is a dog. See that? There's a dog in there. Just so you know, there is a dog inside this one. So, congratulations to all three of you women for winning this. I don't know if you can see the dog. I actually bought these off from christianbook.com. That's where I bought them at. After Christmas, actually. I bought a whole bunch of them because I thought they would make great giveaways. So, congratulations to all of you. There you go. All right, so I think we got a couple of minutes left. And you're welcome. All right, so let's see here. Do you guys have any comments or questions? I can tell you next week. Let's see, we have, can I announce who I have on my show next week? Actually, yeah, I actually have some cool people on my show next week. So next week we have RJ Palacio coming up, and she is the author of the book Wonder, which is like got 12,000 reviews on Amazon. Just so you know, this is like a massive bestseller. And there's also a movie called Wonder. So we're gonna be talking to her for only about 10 minutes. So we got her booked for Tuesday. On the 15th, I have another guy booked named Thomas Purfoy, and he is actually, this is going to appeal to some of you. Hold on. I'll tell you a little bit more about him. I have to log into my online calendar to look. If I can remember my password. Wait, hold on. Hold on a minute. One moment, please. Okay. Let me tell you about this guy. He is... I'm trying to open my doc here. There we go. Okay, so many of you guys know that last year I had Dr. Del Tackett on the show. Okay, he was the founder of the Truth Project that Focus on the Family put out. He's going to be at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention this year, which we plan on going to a couple of years, and I'm probably going to get to interview him in person, so that's super cool. Well, he has a friend named Dr. It's Thomas Purfoy Jr. He's a filmmaker. He's an educator. And he's produced a whole bunch of people from a company called Compass Cinema, which is a very popular thingy. Anyway, so they did the DVD called Is Genesis History? And so I'm actually going to be talking to him about that DVD. Now, last year, I actually talked to Del Tackett about that, and most of you probably saw that. But Purfoy is a U.S. Navy SEAL, and he's done some other really, really cool things. So we're going to talk to him about it. We're going to talk about how this movie is actually getting out into the theaters as a way to answer the questions about geology, biology, astronomy, archaeology, the Bible, and more. And it answers questions like, was the universe created in 6 literal days? Did humans evolve? Were Adam and Eve real? Was there a global flood? What happened to the dinosaurs? Stuff like that. You know, all the easy questions in life. That's what this DVD is going to address. So you guys can go, if you want a sneak peek, go over to the website, isgenesishistory.com, and check it out. And we have the filmmaker, the producer, Thomas Purfoy, on the show next week. to talk about it. And then hopefully when we're at NRB, we will also be talking to Del Tackett again about that and the Truth Project. So it's really good. And also at NRB, we're going to be talking to the author Virginia Prodan, who, if you don't know who she is, she wrote a book called, I think it's called Saving My Assassin. And she has this amazing story. I think she was the undercover. Let's see here. I can tell you because it's super cool. Yeah, it's called Saving My Assassin. And the book came out about a year and a half ago. And yeah, this is what it says here. Listen to this. I should be dead, buried in an unmarked grave in Romania. Obviously, I'm not. God had other plans. At just under 5 feet tall, Virginia Prodan was no match for the towering 6-foot 10-inch gun-wielding assassin the Romanian government sent to her office to take her life. It was not the first time her life had been threatened, nor would it be the last. As a young attorney under Nicolae somebody, brutal communist regime, Virginia had spent her entire life searching for the truth. When she finally found it in the pages of the most forbidden book in all of Romania, Virginia accepted the divine call to defend fellow followers of Christ against unjust persecution in an otherwise ungodly land. For this act of treason, she was kidnapped, beaten, tortured, placed under house arrest, and came within seconds of being executed under the orders of this dictator himself. I can't say the guy's name, so I'm not even going to try. However, Virginia not only managed to elude her enemies time and time again, but how she also helped expose the appalling secret that would ultimately lead to the demise of this guy's evil empire. It's one of the most extraordinary stories ever told. I actually have a couple of her books to give away next week. I'm going to do that. A must-read for all generations, Saving My Assassin is the unforgettable account of one woman's search for truth, her defiance in the face of evil, and a surprise encounter that proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that nothing is impossible with God. And she is going to be at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention. I have an interview already scheduled with her to talk to her live. So you guys will definitely want to stay tuned as we go to NRB in a couple of weeks and get to, do all that stuff. So there you go. And that is it. I think Bareface should say something and we should end the show.
So the lasting thing that will be on people's minds is the thing that I say. I put the capstone on this. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Wow. No pressure here. No pressure here, people. Well, you know what I'm tempted to say, but that's your line. So
I didn't think you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, okay. Well, golly gee. I don't know what to say, I know
I'm tired.
I am too, and so...
I played 8 games of pickleball today. That's no strong... It's 3 hours of pickleball, people, just so you know.
So my encouragement to all y'all this weekend, you may have plans, you may have no plans, but I will encourage you to have the plan that you would be sensitive to the leading of the Spirit of God, wherever He may lead you to go, and be willing to go where He leads.
Yes, and go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, okay. By the way, I just gotta say one last thing.
So that wasn't the memorable thing that people left with?
No. I know. After you thought of that, it's like I just had to go ahead and mess it up.
All right.
Yep. But actually,
at least I'm off the hook.
This is an unsolicited, not being paid for to say what I'm about to say next. But those of you who do live streaming, you guys know that Vicky Fitch has a brand new 3-day opt-in called Rock That Stream. As you know, she's a dear friend of mine. And she gave me full access to her full course, you guys. And I'm going to tell you something. It rocks. It completely rocks. If you guys have not yet signed up for her 3-day freebie opt-in, that one alone rocks, but her paid course completely rocks. In fact, her Troll Patrol video is hilarious. It's worth the price just to see that. Honestly, it was funny. But anyway, if you haven't signed up for that, I would encourage you to go to her website and sign up for her Rock That Stream course and get on her thing, because it's really well done. And that was for free. I just wanted to tell you that because some of you are, you're like, hey, yeah, I want to do live streaming, but I feel scared, blah, blah. Get over it. Build a bridge and get over it and do it. Stop getting, all like, hey, I need to have the perfect mic in the background, blah, 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 blah. Get over it. You have a message, get a mic, whatever. Stand in front of the phone. I don't care. Go get Vicky's free course. Get it. Watch her. Listen to her. Do what she says. You're going to be successful and make money. Just saying. Okay, that's it. All right, now I'm going to say be bold, stand up, and go with God because he loves you, because he does love you. And if you want to live stream, get off your butt and do it this weekend, okay? I know. But you guys can reach people we can't, so you have to get out there and do your message, okay? Like Ikena would say. Really? Do it. Just do it. Stop hiding your gift from the world and get on your butt and do it. Right? All right, so that's my nice non-bitch slap way of telling you that. And then the pillars, you guys, stay tuned for a big announcement, hopefully, Lord willing. Soon. It's going to be so cool. Just saying. Okay, all right, I'm done.